sat beside me every day, like it was nothing new. The way you smiled, the things you said felt ordinary too. You knew the songs I used to like, you knew what I'd choose. But I was busy chasing life and I never noticed you. You called my name so softly I barely turned around. Now I hear that silence louder than any sound. You were always there, right in front of me, standing in the moments I was too blind to see. You were always there through my everyday, but I only realized when you walked away. You waited in the quiet, in ways I never knew. The coffee always ready before I asked you to. You laughed at all my stories like they were something new. But I was looking everywhere except at you. I thought love would be louder, something I could chase. But maybe it was right there in your quiet place. You were always there, in the smallest things, in the way you cared, in the joy you bring. You were always there, and I let it go, because I didn't understand what I had to know. If I could go back to those days again, I'd see you differently, I'd be a better man. You were always there, now I clearly see. The love I kept ignoring was right in front of me. You were always there, now it's all too late. I learned what love was, just a moment too late. You were always there, and I never knew. You brought me coffee every day before I even asked. I used to think it's just your way, something small that wouldn't last. You always knew just what to say when I had too much on my mind. But I was used to being cared for, I thought it wasn't something rare to find. You asked me if I'd eaten, you stayed up when I was late. I thought it was just kindness, not something I should take. I thought it meant nothing, just little things you do. I thought it meant nothing, the way you stayed so true. I thought it meant nothing, but now I understand. Love was in the moment I never held in my hands. You waited in the quiet while I was on my phone. You smiled like it was enough, just just not to feel alone. You never asked for anything, you never made a sound, and I mistook your presence for something always around. I thought love would be louder, something I could see, but maybe love is quiet and standing next to me. I thought it meant nothing, but now it's everything. Every little memory, every simple thing. I thought it meant nothing. Now I can't replace the way you love me softly in your quiet way. If I had known the meaning behind the things you do, I would have stopped the world just to look at you. But now those little moments are all I'm holding on, and I don't know how I miss them now that you are gone. I thought it meant nothing, but now I see it clear. The love I didn't notice was the one that kept you near. I thought it meant nothing. Now I understand. I lost the kind of love I may never have again. I thought it meant nothing, but it was everything. You didn't say a word that day, no tears, no goodbye. You just stood a little further with a different kind of eyes. I thought it was just another day, like all the days before. I didn't know that silence meant you couldn't wait anymore. You used to look at me like I was all you had, but something in your gaze that night felt distant and sad. The day you stopped waiting was the day I lost you. The moment you gave up on the things I didn't do. The day you stopped hoping I would finally see was the day your love walked away from me. You didn't ask me where I'd been, you didn't call my name, you didn't try to hold me back or tell me I should stay. You just let the evening fall like nothing had changed, but everything between us would never be the same. I thought love would stay forever no matter what I did. I didn't know your patience was something I could lose. The day you stopped waiting, the world went quiet too. No more gentle voices calling me back to you. The day you stopped loving the way you used to do was the I gave you reasons to slowly fall apart. I thought you'd always be there no matter what I chose, but love can only wait so long before it lets you go. The day you stop waiting still lives in my mind. A moment I ignored that changed all of time. The day you stopped waiting was the truth I couldn't see. I didn't lose you suddenly, you slowly lost me. You didn't leave that day, you just stopped waiting. I walk past places we used to go, and something felt so wrong. The silence there was louder now, like it had been all along. The chair you used to sit in still faces where I'd be, and suddenly the emptiness starts talking back to me. It hits me all at once, not one by one like before. Every little moment I never saw before. Now I remember everything, every word you said, every time you waited while I turned away instead. Now I remember everything, every quiet sign, all the love you gave me that I left behind. The way you looked at me sometimes, like I was all you had. The way your voice would soften when I was feeling bad. The night you stayed beside me even when I didn't care. Now every single memory feels like you're still there. I used to think those moments would never fade away, but now they're all I'm holding since you walked away. Now I remember everything, and it's too late. Every chance I wasted, every love I couldn't take. Now I remember everything, and I can't undo the man I was back then. You stood beside me all that time while I was somewhere else. You gave your heart so quietly and kept it to yourself. You never asked for anything, you never made me choose. You just kept loving someone who kept on losing you. Did you cry when I wasn't there? Did you wait through every night? Did you tell yourself it's okay while slowly breaking inside? How much did it hurt you to love me that way? To give me your heart while I walked away? How much did it hurt you to stay and be strong while I was beside you, but already gone? You smiled like nothing was wrong. You laughed like you were fine. You hid the pain so perfectly behind your gentle eyes. You held on to the moments I didn't even see, and built your world around someone who couldn't even be. Did you ever feel alone, even next to me? Did you ever lose yourself trying not to leave? How much did it hurt you to give me your all, to keep believing I would catch you when you fall? How much did it hurt you to slowly let go of someone you loved who never even knew? If I could feel the pain you carried every day, I think it would destroy me in every single way. Because loving me like that must have torn you apart, and I was standing right there with an empty heart. How much did it hurt you? Now I finally see the one who was breaking was never me. How much did it hurt you? I'll never undo the way you loved me and the way I lost you. How much did it hurt you when I didn't love you back? If I could go back to those days, I wouldn't be the same. I'd hear every word you said, I'd call you by your name. I'd notice every little thing I used to let pass by. I'd see the love inside your eyes I once ignored so easily. I thought I had forever, I thought you'd always stay, but time doesn't wait for hearts that hesitate. If I could love you again, I'd do it right this time. I'd hold you closer every night, I'd never leave I'd walk you home in the rain instead of letting you go. I'd stay when you needed me more than you'll ever know. I'd answer every silent call you try to hide from me. I'd be the man you believed I could one day be. But now I'm standing here with nothing I can change, just memories and chances I threw away. If I could love you again, I'd never make you wait. I'd understand your heart before it breaks. If I could love you again, I'd finally see the love you gave was everything I never have again. Maybe in another life, another time, another place, I'd find you sooner. I'd recognize your face. Maybe then I wouldn't lose the one I couldn't keep. Maybe then your love would still belong to me. If I could love you again, I'd never let you go. I'd say the things I never said. I'd let my feelings show. If I could love you again, I'd change everything. But now I'm left with what could have been and what will never be. If I could love you again, I wouldn't lose you. I went back to where we used to meet, the corner by your place. The cafe still remembers you, but not your gentle face. The chair you used to sit in is empty like before, but now it feels like something I can't ignore. Every street still looks the same, nothing seems to change, but everything feels different without you in the frame. I went back to find you, but you were gone. All the places kept your name, but you moved on. I went back to find you through every road, but I was the only one who never let you go. I asked the nights about you, I asked the falling rain, I asked the wind that passed me if it still knew your name. But silence was the only thing that answered back to me, like even time had chosen to set you free. I thought I'd find you waiting like you did before, but love doesn't stay forever when it's ignored. I went back to find you, but I was late. Every step I took was sealed by fate. I went back to find you, but now I see you didn't disappear. You just walked away. every place, but I can't find what I couldn't face. I went back to find you, but now I know the one who truly left was me long ago. I went back to find you, but I was too late. You didn't leave me all at once. It happened slowly, day by day. And every time I looked away, in every word I didn't say, you were still there beside me, but I was never present. I held your hand without feeling, now it all makes sense. I thought that love was something that would always stay, but love can fade in silence when you turn away. I lost you before you left, before goodbye, before the tears I never saw in your eyes. I lost you before you left, now I understand. You were already gone while I still held your hand. You tried to reach me softly, I didn't even hear. You cried in ways so quiet, I never felt your fear. I thought that you'd be waiting no matter what I do, but love is not forever when it's only one of two. You gave me every warning I chose to miss. Now I'm the one still holding what doesn't exist. I lost you before you left, before the end, before I knew I'd never see you again. I lost you before you left, and now it's clear you stopped loving me while I was still here. If I had listened just one time, if I had stayed, if I had loved you like you love, would you have stayed? Or was I already too late to see that you were slowly leaving me? I lost you before you left, that's the truth. Not when you walked away, but when I lost you. I lost you before you left, now I can't pretend I didn't break us before the end. I lost you before you left. I saw you standing right there, like nothing ever changed. Same quiet way you breathe the air, same voice when you say my name. For a second I believed we could go back in time, but something in your eyes told me you're no longer mine. You smiled the way you always did, but something felt so strange. It looked the same from far away, but not when I stayed. You don't look at me the same, not like before. There's no more stay inside your eyes, no open door. You don't look at me the same, and now I see I'm just someone you once loved, not who I used to be. We talked about the weather like strangers passing by. You didn't ask me how I've been, you didn't even try. There was a time you'd read my heart before I spoke a word. Now every silence between us feels like we never were. I thought I'd see the girl I knew somewhere in your face, but she's just a memory, time erased. You don't look at me the same. There's no more pain, no more tears you hide from me. Like back then, you don't look at me the same. You've let me go while I'm still standing here in the past alone. I used to be your everything, your only place. Now I'm just a shadow you can face without your heart breaking, without a sound, like I was never the one you found. You don't look at me the same, and now I know love can disappear without a show. You don't look at me the same, and I can't pretend I didn't lose you before the end. You don't look at me the same. The same. I heard your name the other day from someone passing by. They said you've been smiling more, there's light back in your eyes. They said you found a better life somewhere I don't belong, and everything I couldn't give is where you've been all along. I should be glad to hear it, I should be proud somehow, but why does it feel heavier the more I know right now? You're doing fine without me. You finally found your way. You don't need the love I couldn't give you anyway. You're doing fine without me. That's what they say is true, but I don't know what to do with a world that doesn't have you. You used to wait for answers I never gave in time. Now you don't need to ask me, you're doing just fine. You used to build your world around my every move. Now you're standing strong You're doing fine without me, and I can't deny you found the happiness I let pass by. You're doing fine without me, and now I see the only one still lost is me. You're doing fine without me. I used to think that loving you meant keeping you close to me, no matter how much it hurt you, no matter how hard it be. I held on to what we were like it was still alive, but love shouldn't feel like something we have to survive. I see it clearer now than ever before. Love isn't holding on when it hurts you more. I won't hold you back anymore, even if it breaks my heart, even if it tears me apart. I won't hold you back anymore. You deserve a love that doesn't feel like war. You don't need my permission to walk your own way. You don't owe me a future just because you stay. There was a time I was your world, now I'm just your past. And love that's truly real doesn't need to last. If letting you go is what love means, then I'll choose that, even if it kills me. I won't hold you back anymore. I'll let you breathe, I'll let you love the way you need. I won't hold you back anymore, even if I stay right here on the floor. If you ever look back, I hope you smile, not because I was perfect, but because for a while we had something real, something true, even if it didn't last for me and you. I won't hold you back anymore. This is goodbye, not because I don't love you, but because I do. I won't hold you back anymore. We didn't end the way I dreamed. No perfect last goodbye, no final words to hold on to, no reason asking why. But somehow in the quiet, between the loss and pain, I found a kind of peace inside the rain. Not every love is meant to stay, not every heart will remain, but some will leave a light behind that never fades away. You'll always be my kind of love, not the one I keep, but the one I'll never lose in me. You'll always be my kind of love. Even from afar, you're not in my arms, but you're still in my heart. I don't need to see you now to know that you're alright. I don't need to hear your voice to feel you in my life. You're in the way I've learned to love. You're in the man I've grown. In every quiet strength I have, you're always known. You didn't stay forever, but you gave me truth. And sometimes that's more than love can do. You'll always be my kind of love, not meant to last, but strong enough to outlive the past. You'll always be my kind of love. No matter where, there's no goodbye that can erase you there. Someday our roads cross again. I won't look away. I won't reach out to hold you or ask you to stay. I'll just smile like someone who once was yours, and thank the life that gave me you before. You'll always be my kind of love, not mine to keep, but mine to carry endlessly. You'll always be my kind of love. This I know, some loves don't stay, but never go. You'll always be my kind of love.